What is up, my tricksters? It's your friendly neighborhood Yu-Gi-Oh superhero back again. I know it has been a hot minute. I have been gone for quite a bit. I've been doing some testing, some playing around with some things, and I've been doing some planning for things in the future. So, while I've been doing all that, I've been messing around with some of the Albaz stuff, and I was thinking about the Albaz Strike Structure deck, which was a very awesome product and is kind of an underrated product, especially for budget players, especially because a lot of us are thinking about all the stuff that's happening in the meta right now, and it is indeed grade A spicy. It is, woo. But hopefully this stuff that I'm going to show you guys is going to help you, the budget player, out. So it's basically branded on a budget. By the way, speaking of budget, if you guys want to support this channel, the two ways you can do that is you can check my merch store, or you can go to your playmats, which is also linked in the description below, and get you some custom sleeves or a custom mat, whatever you guys want. They have a bunch of custom stuff, and that would be directly supporting the channel if you go do that. I put my logo on the back of my sleeves, but you guys can literally put anything on yours. So, let's get into the meat and potatoes of this video. You guys need to know some budget plays for the for branded, so let's get into it. There we go, that's better. All right, so obviously now that I'm in the corner here, we're gonna show you some really cool stuff. So basically, what you're gonna see is you're gonna see a lot of just pointless monsters in here. They don't serve anything, and I'm pretty sure you're all aware of this guy, right? Not him. There we go. We're all aware of Dragoon. Dragoon is kind of the duh play that everybody talks about with branded, but a lot of people can't afford that. So that's kind of the idea in my head of making this video. Is I'm going to show you some of the other cards you can make. You kind of got a sneak peek at it, but we're going to go over each individual one in this kind of very combo centric style, which is not something I normally do. So we're just kind of testing the waters, see if you guys like how I like this, and if you like this, maybe I'll do this again. So basically, the first monster we're going to be going for is Dark Magician the Dragon Knight. Now, the reason why you might want to do this one is because, one, it's getting reprinted. So if you're a budget Dark Magician player who can't afford some of the more expensive things, the idea in my head is what you will want to do is you're going to want to go to a similar play route as if you were summoning this guy. Now, basically, you're going to do your branded play. You're going to go for Albion, right? And then, but here's the thing. You can either send the Light Hex Sealed, or you can send Goddess of the Third Eye. These are interchangeable. Just a little FYI tip there for you. And the Dark Magician. And then, not the Dark Magician, the Albaz. And then you will use this card and make the Dragon Knight. There you go. And voila. There's your Dragon Knight. Now, the reason why I showed you that one is it's very simple. It's pretty much just swap out Dragoon for the Dragon Knight. Now, why would you want to do that? For the budget Dark Magician players, you're going to want to go more towards a control route and less a negation route. So the only reason why you're going to want to do this is because this is a guy that will protect your back row. So you'll throw him out here. It'll protect the back row. Albion is probably going to die in your opponent's turn, which will give you another card to potentially go get you another Branded Fusion to keep playing the game, and that way you can go get the Ice Blade Dragon. But the idea here is you get Eternal Soul in this guy, and voila, this guy gets unaffected by everything, and then you can protect the back row. And even more so if you also get the Magic Circle. This is just a really easy way to pull off that very old school move there. So that's your first one option. If you're playing the Dark Magician deck and you're on a budget, you can't afford things like Dragoon or Souls, this is what you do. You play control, you go for this guy. And your back row will probably want to consist of a bunch of settable, chainable trap cards and floodgates, things like that. Then rivalry, there can be only one, etc., etc. So that's combo number one. Combo number two is we're gonna go assuming your opponent is let's say that your locals has a lot of dragons decks going around, because Dragon Link is still a very popular deck. Players are going to be also the branded stuff. It has dragons in it. So let's say you want to go a little more anti-dragon with it. So that one's going to look very similar to the move you just saw. Again, you're going to go like this. You're going to pitch the fusion replacement. It can be Light Hex Seal or Third Eye. Third Eye's cheaper right now, just FYI. You can get, these are interchangeable, but you'll need one of them plus the dragon, and then you make this guy like you would, and then it's pretty much the same play, right? We're going to get to some different ones as we go. But there you go. There's the new one. Yeah, there you go. You got to make the Buster. The Buster is kind of to say screw you to other Dragon players. So if you're up against like a Dragon Link deck, you make this card, it's game over for them, pretty much. The only thing that you'll have to worry about is the Link monster, the Heradic one. But outside of that, they won't have any threats that they can do to you. All right, next one we're going to have is the Shaddoll play. Now, this one is actually going to be a little different. So for the Shaddoll move, this one's going to require you to tech in a Shaddoll card. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the same play we were doing. We're going to go right back into Albion, but our light monster of choice, we're going to go ahead and do this guy. But our light monster of choice is going to be the Light Shaddoll Kios. This is where things are going to start looking a little different. So Kios here is the light attribute Shaddoll monster, and voila, look at this. Now we get to make Winda. And it's just that plus any dragon, or dark monster. The really cool thing about that is if you're playing this in the Shaddoll combo deck, the Kios can actually like let you ditch a Shaddoll in your hand, which actually triggers the doll that gets sent. So that's kind of fun. Kind of offsets some of the costs there. But there you go. Now your opponent is really terrified of Winda. They're going to be like, oh my god, I hate this. And by the way, that's something that you can tech into any of your decks going forward. Like if you're playing the branded stuff that came from Albaz Strike, and you just want to go get that card in a window, it's literally like $5 altogether. And now you have a powerful floodgate that you can easily throw out there on your first turn with just one Shaddoll monster, and then you'll have 4 other cards to go and continue making other moves, setting back row, controlling the board, which is your opponents are going to find very annoying, but you know, what do you care, right? All right, so let's go over to the next one. The next one I have is another floodgatey monster. This is the invoked Yuga play. So this one's actually going to be very similar to what you saw beforehand. We're going to be sending one of our fusion replacements and this guy, but instead we're going to go again into this. I know that some of this stuff's repetitive, but I'm just doing it to show you the real, like, you know, and look at this. Now, if you have a different kind of protection with Yuga on the field, each player can only attempt to activate one monster effect and make one attack with one monster. Now, if that monster happens to be a multi-attacker, they'll still get to swing. So, like, for example, if you're up against dinosaurs, this wouldn't be a very optimal move because then their big move is just to go into Tyranno and just punch everything anyway. But, assuming they got the right board for it. But yeah, but against a lot of other decks, only having one monster effect could be very crippling. And if you have the right back row to like either make this guy really big in defense mode or to keep him from dying, your opponent's not going to be able to get rid of it with the attack. So, you know, it's just another floodgate option. If you you know, and that's kind of also the point of this kind of video, is where I'm trying to show you all the different stuff you can do with it, so that each player can look at their cards they have, and either that way maybe they don't have to pick up something, or they'll, you know, or if they do have to pick up something, it's going to be uber cheap. So there you go. That was that one. All right, let's go ahead and restart again. Alrighty, and the next one we have is going to be a really fun one, and this is one I've actually been using, is Dark Magician Girl the Dragon Knight. Yes, you can make it with the branded stuff, and how fun is that, right? To be fair, though, it's not much different than if you were just to do with the Ice Blade Dragon, honestly. That's the thing I'm going to warn you about it now. It's just the only difference is the Dark Magician Girl the Dragon Knight can also stop cards like can hit floodgates in the back row as long as they're face up. So that's the difference. So be aware of that. So to get the Dark Magician Girl the Dragon Knight out, it's going to be actually very different. Now you're thinking I'm probably going to go for Albion, but no, we're going to go for Lubellion. And the reason we go for Lubellion is because Dark Magician Girl the Dragon Knight specifically requires the Dark Magician Girl to go off. So we're going to need to go for Lubellion, and then we're going to use Lubellion's effect, pitching a random card, which it won't matter what it is. And you can, as you can see here, We can pick the Albaz that we sent, but we can also pick Lubellion and spin Lubellion back. Now, I would spin back the Albaz and the Dark Magician Girl so you can keep plays going for the future. But look at that. Now you've got Dark Magician Girl, the Dragon Knight. Basically, this is a fusion equivalent to Zodiac Trident. The only difference with her is that you're going to have to ditch cards. So if you do use her, I would highly recommend that if you're going to do this combo, you pick a deck that takes advantage of having to send stuff to the graveyard. You know, stuff that can be used in there, like say you play cards like Rise to Full Height or like Electromagnetic Turtle, etc. These kind of cards that are still useful. So when she does pop something, you still have like some value out of that. One of the things that I've been doing is I actually did this play with because as you saw, I had to send a Dark Monster. So one of the plays that I could do was in a longer form way is I would play it in the Shaddoll build of this deck because it offsets some of the cost of things. And then like I summon her out at a later point in time, not up front. But yeah, that is something you could do. Let's go to the next one. All right, so the next one I have is Dragostapelia. Now this one, if you're gonna go for Dragostapelia, it would really be the same thing as going for the Ice Blade, but maybe in this scenario, you're more terrified of an opponent doing something like maybe, I don't know, maybe their monster effects are a little more potent, so you figure, oh well, I'd rather have a monster negate than a banish. So this is and Dragostapelia is stupid cheap. So basically what you'll do is you're going to do a very similar play to what you were doing, and you can go either route. I believe I'm going to go with Albion here. And you can also use this play to just fill the graveyard with like a useful light monster, like say Fairy Tale Snow here. And then you go for Albion, and then Albion effect. And then, hold on. And then here's where you go for your Dragostapelia, and you'll need to get rid of a dark monster, so you'll probably want to do Albaz and this card. And voila! Now you have your Dragostapelia, and in the graveyard you have a useful light monster like Fairy Tale Snow ready to go. A negate and a disruption. So it's almost like you didn't really give up anything. You could also do the same play if you were to use Lubellion, if you wanted to, instead of Albion. But there you go. You got a negate, you got a disruption in the graveyard ready to go, and you really didn't give up anything. So, which hopefully means the rest of these cards will help you fill the graveyard with other stuff, so Fairy Tale Snow won't be dead. Excuse me. Alright, so now we're going to go for the next one. The next one we're going to go for is going to be the Borreload Dragon, the fusion one. This guy. Borreload Furious Dragon. This one's going to be another Lubellion play because we need 2 dark dragons. I mean, you could go Albion too if you wanted to. Yeah, either one you could go with. We're just going to go with random light monster or random dark monster. You can go either way. I just think it would be better to use Lubellion, but either one will get you to that dragon. And basically what you're doing here is you're going to go for this guy. And the perk is that now you have another like card, another Zodiac Trident-esque card. The only difference will be is that this guy will require you to have like another card to do something with. So like, you know, that's the only thing that sucks about it. So we're gonna pretend that we have an opponent here. They play a card that we feel threatened by. So then we go, and then we pop our card and their card, and voila. So that's the only difference with this. But if you're playing something like Rockets, and let's say you wanted to go more of a fusion variant because there are other dragon cards you can make, yeah, this might be something you could do because the rocket monsters will eventually replace themselves. So, things to think about. Alright, so the next one we have is Blue Eyes Tyrant Dragon. Yes, believe it or not, we can actually make this. And we can actually hard make it too if we wanted to. So if you wanted to go for branded fusion, you can. Well, no, you can. You should. Here's the cool thing, right? You can make you can make this card. You can either hard make it by teching in a Blue Eyes, or you can just do it with the typical fusion replacement cards. Either of these will work for this because the cool thing is that these guys don't really care too much about it. And there you go. There's your Blue Eyes Tyrant Dragon. And as you can see, you've got there's our Dragon type monster. You can also use the one, and then our Blue Eyes, or replacement for Blue Eyes. And then now you have the equivalent of a Ultimate Conductor Tyranno, kind of. This monster can attack everything. It doesn't care about trap cards. That's kind of the beauty of this card. And if you're going second under the right circumstances, you could use this card to wipe an entire board. So, and I believe the last I saw this card was like $5. So easy to get, not too pricey. Your wallet won't be like, why? So cool. And also, like I said, you could also just have done that same move with a Blue Eyes. So you don't even have to and everybody has a Blue Eyes White Dragon card in their collection. So boom, boom, done. You don't have to really buy anything extra there. You don't have to use a fusion replacement. You could just Techno Blue Eyes. Or you can play the branded engine in your Blue Eyes deck and turbo this guy out. That's up to you. I'm just showing you the move. Alright, the next one I have is for the Beast Eyes. Now, the Beast Eyes move is going to be best if we were going second. So, let's go ahead and I'm going to show you that move. So, here we go. Let's make the Beast Eyes. Now, I believe the Beast Eyes will require Lubellion, because we're going to need to send our Dark Beast monster here that's in our hand. That's just so happened it could be. You can pretend that was in the deck. It doesn't really matter either way. But here we go. Right. Now we're going to fuse. We're going to pitch a random card. And we're going to go make the Beast Eyes. There's our Beast. There's our Dragon. There's our Albion. Alright, there we go. Now we're going to show you the cool point of doing that. So we attack. Do a crap ton of damage. And then now, boom! 4,000 points of damage. If you were to be going second and throw something else at that, that's an OTK. I mean, literally, look at that. Look at that. If I had any other support moves, that's right. You could Beast Eyes OTK with this deck. So that's just kind of the cool thing you can do there. Alrighty, and the last one is, this one is for Cyber Dragon players, because they really like that, and, I believe it's a similar move. Now you're going to do this. Now what you're going to remember is you're going to want to activate this card effect first, because you actually do already have targets without the target we're going for yet. And then we're going to chain Hertz. Hertz is going to search the OG Cyber Dragon, and then now you get to make the Rampage Dragon with the Cyber Dragon you just searched in the Hertz. Voila! If your opponent had stuff, you could pop it, and then of course you could just, send random light machines to the graveyard to fill it up for future moves, and you get multiple attacks. That move would probably be better going second, so you could actually, do all those things, but there you go, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed that. That's like 10 different combos you could make with the branded stuff. I hope this helps get your noggin thinking, and I look forward to you guys telling me what you think you'll be doing it with. What will you be combining your branded combos with? I just want to show you guys these because there's so many cool fusion monsters you can actually just kind of tech into your already existing fusion decks. So how neat is that? Anyway, guys, let me know what you think in the comments below. If this video was helpful for you, let me know. Give me a thumbs up. And if you're new to the Ben 10,000 YGO channel, please consider subscribing, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.